All right, go on.
Okay, so you said you're not like a gun to your head and slitting your wrist,
Right.
but if if you had a gun to your head and you were attempting to slit your wrist, would you be slitting the wrist with the gun in your hand?
No,
Because you
no,
only
no,
have
no.
two hands. Are you
No,
are you saying like
the slitting of the
simultaneous? You'll
wrist.
be
No, no, no. The slitting of the wrist would be preemptively motivated, as well as a gun being the deciding factor of what's going on. Like, is there gonna be more wrist splitting, wrist
okay.
slitting? I mean, more.
So
It's like
presumably,
it's like a
you
series of
already
steps.
attempt.
Like, if you ever watch you ever not watch, but if you look at WikiHow of, like, how to have sex with a toilet or whatever, and basically, like, it says, step one, right? Slit your wrist. Step two, make a noose and then fail at it and realize you're so bad at killing yourself you need to buy a gun. And then step three.
Go, go out and just buy a gun. You know you need references for that, so you'd have to buy an illegal one, and it's probably fucking shot. It
Yeah.
probably doesn't even work. And then you're like, I'm so bad at killing myself, I can't even get a good enough gun to do it.
Then you just
And then
fucking,
and then
but
you
you
get
live in,
into a
but you live
deeper
in,
and deeper depression, right?
but then you
Continue.
live in a part of an ambiguous state that I'm not gonna mention because it's on recording. That everywhere is flat as fuck. So you can't even kill yourself because there's nowhere to jump off.
Dude, you just have to go into the city, my guy.
Yeah, but nobody's
You're
gonna give
cool.
you access
Hey,
to that because you're
ooh,
not cool enough.
you're like, ooh,
It's like a guy
how
who,
does the
like,
roof look? How does
l-
the roof look?
let's
You
make a
know?
show about a guy who wants to kill himself but is just so bad at everything that he can.
No, it's like Final Destination only backwards.
I never seen Final
It's
Destination.
it's like where the guy is trying to defy fate. Like the world's trying to kill him, and he keeps like trying to defy it, and
Respect.
like, like fate, you're gonna die eventually, and like he keeps like surpassing death, but then ultimately dies.
Right,
But it's
right.
the opposite because you're trying to die. Oh my God, this is perfect. We have to start writing this shit down. Actually, no.
I mean, it's
There's
not
been so
recording.
many depression comedies that probably already happened. Like somebody like hates his life,
Yeah.
and
But
like, I mean, it's too perfect of a scenario to
dude,
not
we
have
just
been.
gotta add a modern gimmick and it'll succeed. Like,
Right. Like you're like, "Suh, dude," and stuff.
no, no, no. Like, we gotta have like a non-binary person, the protagonist, or I don't
Right,
know.
right, right. Yeah, like a female to male lesbian
Y-
or
Yeah, something like super diverse, where it's like we would need like the longest part of the entire production process would be looking for somebody to play the main role.
oh, yeah, just trying to find the perfect trans.
the per
Looking for how do we make this not sound offensive? Looking
yeah
for the perfect trans that
the
wants to try to kill himself or
the perfect fat
or
man boy with a
herself
gun to his head with a rainbow dyed scalp. Fucking
or herself
yeah. Actually, it'd be
itself
is
itself.
are you calling it a non-object or an object? Fucking, like, basically you can call a chair it.
No,
So
no pronouns. Nope. I don't believe in pronouns,
yeah,
sir.
I'm too free. I'm
So
I have too much freedom to believe in pronouns.
without cheating and looking on Steam, try to guess what game I'm playing right now that I'm thoroughly enjoying.
Hentai-ish. I'm thinking in the realm of hentai.
Hentai. Oh right, weren't you the one I was talking to about that fucking monster thing that I was
I think
playing?
so.
Okay, it's glitching. It's not. Okay, it's fucking.
Is that what
Oh
you're playing
damn!
right now?
My fucking inventory's full. Shit. Uh, no. I'm playing Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Oh, I thought you played Minecraft. Do you have inventory in Star Wars: The Old Republic?
It's so. Have you ever played it?
I've heard great things.
It's so good. It's genuinely good fucking time.
Yeah, this is the first episode of our podcast, right?
Literally, for
Yeah, dude.
realsies.
Yeah, we gotta fill an hour. You realize this?
yes, I want to destroy this random piece of. I'm pretty sure these are the ones they gave me that I just need to destroy.
You got
Okay,
AIDS.
so they no, actually,
Oh,
they
you got space AIDS. I see.
they gave me a bunch of free Imperial and armor and shit.
You know that part of Rick and Morty where like they put space in front of everything.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
totally.
he space raped me with his space cock and my space ass, and now I'm having space babies from, and now I have a space bastard child. And
Okay, but I'm only on one planet right now. I'm not traveling to space yet. I'm only
oh,
level 9.
you're you're not into the space brothels yet. I see.
Ooh, I got it. Ooh, I got something good. Ooh,
Oh,
ooh, shit. This is
you
this is sexy.
a beneficial
I
type
get
of
a
STD.
I get a 1.08 weapon expertise, whatever the fuck that means, but I'll take it. Okay, so basically they give you like a whole like
Yeah.
it's one of those looter games. So you go around hack slashing people and then
Mhm.
you loot their bodies and then you advance your armor
Yeah.
as you progress. Basically, your level goes up and then you kill people that are higher level and then you take their armor and it's yeah, it's
Oh.
that and then you sell your shit and then you buy better weapons.
Yeah. I gotta get back into one of those.
Okay, well then I'd suggest the Old Republic because it's
Can
really fucking good.
I play it with you?
Yeah, it's an MMO.
Oh, it is. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah, yeah, it's like completely MMO. We can create our own guild. It's fucking amazing.
We
I
call it.
played I
We could.
played it like years ago, and I'm like, oh, this is okay because I played Knights of the Old Republic, which is like one of the best fucking games.
We call ourselves the fuck masters with the PH.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
actually get it. It's free to play.
dude. I mean, like this is definitely on my list for sure.
It's one of those. It's kind of it's
It's
okay.
Star Wars. I get it.
Well, no, I was gonna say it's like pay to win if you wanna be cool, but there's actually no significance because everything's based on your level. So it's like you could beat the storyline. By the way, the storyline's fucking amazing. You could beat the storyline and, and not have to pay for anything
Hey,
because it's all based on your level.
off topic on another game. Like, dude, I love the fact about how most MMOs, like the Korean fucking WoW clones back in the day. It's like you walk around as a fucking naked ass character with like a wife beater on unless you pay money, and it's like, you can't get any sort of armor that looks decent until level 50 or some stupid shit. You remember those days?
Unless you're there at a good time. I mean, have
Hmm.
you ever played Onigiri?
No.
That's a specific anime based like WoW game where you
Wow.
yeah, and if you're I was saying if you're there at a good time, like during like an event or some shit, like they'll just start throwing you fucking currency and it's you actually I'm surprised you haven't played it. It's like it just gets tedious because it's kind of the same thing,
Yeah.
only at least in this game, for example, like there's tons of storylines, there's tons of missions. They're not speaking in Japanese. So it's like you kind of can get a little bit of a personality. We were kind of talking about personality yesterday. Like you
Mm,
get the personality out of it.
right.
So like you feel like you're there, you feel like you're actually accomplishing something. You're not just giving in to a fucking franchise that has a bunch of fucking weeaboos playing with it. Like it's a genuinely good game with a genuinely good story.
You know what that
But
reminds me?
it,
I gotta talk to my neighbor more. He's like this really old dude, and like, well,
okay,
Yeah,
dudes could be really cool or really creepy or really asshole-ish.
they're
But
both. He's all three. But anyway,
wow.
but he's fucking hilarious. That's basically the main point I was getting to here.
If you're funny, that surpasses everything as long as you're
Yeah.
not as long as you're not too racist about it.
Oh, he's super racist. Well, but like he's like racist in a way where it's like fucking. Well, he's pretty racist, not gonna lie. But he's absolutely hilarious. Like
Okay. I'm not agreeing with the racist part, but okay.
me neither. It's like
Do it.
um, I get back to this point where you gotta be able to fucking hang out with somebody that you don't want to be like at all. And I'm not saying this in a suggestive way that you're that person. I'm saying this in a way that like, you know those people where like you hang out with them so you know what not to be like. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's just me because I'm fucking
you,
insane, but
you I don't do that on purpose. I don't go, but I know what you mean. I know people like that, like my
yeah.
cousins like that. Like he's super like show offish, but a closet racist. And it's like that's the one thing that I'm totally completely against is like I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It's not funny. It's not I don't find any of that funny because it's just not something to joke about. I mean,
Yeah, I
okay,
mean,
I get the only thing you can be racist about is your own race.
okay, fair
That's what I
enough.
believe. If that's weird, I know,
I mean,
but
personally,
that's
I
truly
agree
what
with
I
you. I feel like there should be more white people racist jokes.
Yeah, that's the only jokes that I make. Like, truthfully, like,
Yeah,
and then
because
they
because you,
say,
you you can't get called out on it.
and then okay, and this is a prime example. And then all the white people, at at the school that we went to,
Yeah.
are like, dude, but you're white, lol. And then I'm like, yeah, it's not my fault. Like there wasn't a fucking character customization when I was born. This is just me, but I have a brain. I have like a brain in my skull that I'm actually able to use, and I figured out that people can act kind of white sometimes. So
Yeah.
it's like I understand the racy parts of people's lives, but at the same time, we all have our flaws. So like we can't use other people's personalities and reflect that off of the color of their skin to make a joke out of it.
Oh, dude, I didn't know what racism was until like the fifth grade. Like literally. Um, like I live in Connecticut, and that sounds extremely white, but at the same time, I was in a place where it was extremely diverse. Like it was, you know what I mean? Um,
I don't know.
where
I
I,
don't know the ratio of race in Connecticut, so I just hear that and I think a state I haven't been in yet.
oh, well, I mean, Connecticut is notorious for being full of white snobby people, which it is. But there are parts where there isn't, and those are the parts where my family could afford to live. Anyway, um, what's it called? The point is that like everybody around me were like like rich as fuck. Number one, number two, I didn't notice race because everybody was kind of just like, oh, whatever. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and like uh I suppose where the fuck was I even going with this? um, what were we talking about
It's like
before? Oh yeah,
logical
oh yeah. I was
logical discussion. Where
yeah
the
yeah.
fuck am I what am I
Here,
talking about?
I remember now. I remember now. Before I forget it, dude. Like I grew up in a household where like I wasn't explained anything, but I would just hear things. So for a long time, like up until I was about 12 years old, I didn't know that Jewish people was a religion. I just thought the word Jew meant like you got fucked out of money, like literally. Like that's not to say I think that now. That's just to say that in the environment that I was raised in, I literally think like Jew was was synonymous with getting fucked over, like because I would just hear it in the respect of oh, this guy Jewed me out of this money or whatever the fuck, and you know
Okay.
yeah. And then repeating some things that I heard in GTA San Andreas got me a couple times you know, where like kids would like look at me weird, like, dude, you can't say that, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know.
What the? Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
I was just completely innocent, and this is, like it's very, it's not wholesome at all, but in a way it is, where it
Okay.
it's like, um y- y- you put a bunch of you put a bunch of babies on an island, which you shouldn't do. Number one, but number
You put a bunch of babies on an island. Jesus Christ, I can't wait to see where this goes.
yeah, and they're all different races or whatever the fuck. They wouldn't understand, like they would just associate the person that they grew up to be with that particular color, if it's like one of every color. But if it's like a bunch of different variety of people, you know what I mean? I doubt they would organize into like, but I don't know. It's weird, dude. Human nature
But
is fucking
see, in
weird.
that scenario, you wouldn't know unless you
Yeah,
actually physically did it.
exactly.
Like the actual logistics to it, you couldn't check 10 years later because this is all theory, which is what I love the most about the brain. We all have brains, we all can use it, especially if drugs are involved. But anyway, it's like we can think about these scenarios. Like, how would it be? That's an excellent question. How would it be if we took one infant from every cornering country and just plopped them all in a little area to try to, obviously they wouldn't survive. We'd have to
Yeah, I was
put
gonna say most
we'd
of them
have to
probably
put
die.
certain scenario, like it's impossible, but if it was a possibility, it's
Yeah.
interesting to think about.
Okay, how about this? We put a bunch of 12-year-olds from fucking. That would be
Yeah, but they already
interesting.
have they already have brains.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's like
Um.
it's like infants, but with like really mothery wolves or
Let's go with
something to
let's go with
raise
five.
them.
Let's go with 5 years old. How about that? I mean,
Yeah,
five is enough
but
to be malleable. But I mean, yeah, where it's like you could probably get a
let's
5-year-old to say, "I love God." You know what I'm saying? But
if
fucking,
it
I don't
was
know.
like five-year-old like Saiyans or something that could actually like fight and hunt things,
Now we're
because
bringing in
that's
Namekians and fucking.
no, because I'm saying it's funny because Gohan was 5 when Piccolo threw him onto a fucking island and made him fend for himself. Like, if we're talking about current generation fucking
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm
toddlers
sure a
here,
baby Saiyan could like swim in lava if it wanted to.
they'd get cold and just
Yeah,
die.
in lava. That's funny. But like, yeah, for like a human baby, yo, they used to like fucking chuck babies down the mountain in ancient, what was it? Ancient Sparta? Yeah, it was Sparta, definitely Sparta. Um, where it's like if it was like weak or whatever, they'd fucking chuck it down the mountain. If it came back, they'd honor it like a position to get trained in the army, because it'd be like, wow, holy fuck, as a baby, not only did you have a weakness, but you also got chucked down a hill and survived. Like, you're the badass here.
There was
You're a
there
true
was really a
Spartan.
but are we saying there was really a scenario where an infant survived that and they're like,
Yeah. Well, maybe
oh my
not. I think. Yeah. They're just chucking babies down the
Yeah,
mountain.
maybe fucking Sparta himself. He came back like 4 years later, like with his own fucking language and shit, and
You
they're
could
like,
land in a bush. Like
who
the
the
amount of times they
fuck
did
is
that.
he?
Like the amount of inbreeding. You know.
Damn, I died. I
But yeah,
was
like.
trying to parkour down a flat mountain.
But like, yeah, like the amount of inbreeding that would have to happen, and like a shit ton of like quote unquote weaknesses, as an ancient person would call them. You would assume that they'd probably be chucking mad babies down the mountain. So statistically.
Wait, is this
Fucking-
still part of our podcast?
yeah, yeah. We're talking
This,
about.
this is a fucked up podcast. But you better post this shit.
Yeah, I'm definitely
What's the
going to.
point?
Right, right. Well, we're actually about 20 minutes in, believe it or not.
This is good. This is good content. Let's continue. So anyway, about throwing babies. Like, what the fuck, dude? What are you
Yeah,
talking about, man?
yeah. It's fucking what's it called? Like the idea of it it'll fruition itself. God, listen how drunk I am. It'll come to fruition by itself. But you know, um, yeah, I'm not recording anymore, so just talk normally. That'll work.
Why? This is all supposed to be ad-libbed.
Oh yeah, it is. It's still going on. I just wanted to pretend like it wasn't because it was going pretty well when you thought it wasn't. Or did you still think it was a podcast as you were going out with this conversation?
Okay, so are we going? Are we not going? I'm not gonna go on. I'm not gonna get under pressure because I think that we're on air. Like,
Have
what the
you?
fuck is this? Is this
Well, my big question is, have you been under pressure this entire time?
No, I don't
Oh,
care.
oh,
I'm just,
okay.
I'm just
Yeah, you're
speaking
still
my mind,
recording.
dog. I'm just speaking my mind, dog. I'm
Going.
over here sipping White Claws and sipping and speaking my mind.
Could you slingshot
Sipping
some
my
over to
mind.
me, bro?
Fucking slingshot. Yeah, it's only about 10 miles. I got this.
Yeah, dude.
You just have to use a really tight rubber band.
I used to have a dream like where I would fucking well, not necessarily a dream, but like an ambition, I suppose, where in my backyard I would dream that I could fucking build a giant slingshot and slingshot all the way to over my cousins in Buffalo from Connecticut. And now that I think about it now, if I succeeded, I would have killed myself definitely.
I accidentally opened a second beverage. I have a full can of this disgusting, I mean delicious cream ale,
Can you just bring it
and
over here?
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if it was a can of cream ale or a can of my own urine.
If I let your work on fire which is unambiguously by my house, wink wink. Like, would you be able to get a buster call to come by and drop off some White Claw?
What?
Fucking like, alright, if I commit larceny tonight, can you like does that give you an excuse to come by, like to drive by my way? Like I know you won't drop it off if unless you're like in the area. So if I can get it so you're in the area, would you be able to drop off some White Claw?
Arseny?
That's the only thing I could think of. I mean, what else could get you over here?
No. We
Well,
just have to make we just have to make a plan where we get it all and then we
or
do it
or you could or
simultaneously.
you could call an Uber and like you could put like a 6 pack in the Uber and be like, "Hey, yo."
I can't just disappear. I can't just disappear and then my grandpa asks, "Oh, where are you?
No, 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 no,
Why
no, no,
didn't you
no, no, no,
bring
no,
your
no, no.
vehicle?"
No, what you gotta do is I'm gonna call an Uber, alright? Uber's gonna pull up and you're gonna say, hey, I'm actually not going. This 6 pack of White Claw is going. Call this phone number when you get there. and and then they drive the 6 Claw over and I
The
fucking
six claw.
and yeah, I pop the fucking trunk and I get the Uzi out and I rob the Uber driver and next thing you know we got people to sell, man. We got people to go to Italy. We got fucking straight GTA
Wait,
4
we're
Bosnia.
selling people?
No, no. Well, kind of.
What?
Well, the Uber driver has all been part of the plan. I mean, he already put us in $20. We got to get something out of this ordeal besides, I mean, what's in it for you is what I'm thinking.
Mode?
Just stop.
Oh, that was nice. Wait, what about this side?
Yeah. Like in GTA 4, Nico Bellic talked about how he sold people.
I don't remember that specifically.
Neither did I until I rewatched every cutscene in GTA 4 over the course of 3 days.
What made you was this a YouTube suggestion from 3 years ago that they were
Indeed.
like, I'm gonna watch this random. I never beat GTA 4 first of all,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
and and the only thing I
Well, no, I
watched
did.
was the alternate deaths, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, so it's like basically I was interested in the story. I was like, Nico Bellic isn't Russian? Hold on. I want to know this story. So there's like this 8-hour cinematic 1080p fucking masterpiece redone of GTA 4 cutscenes, plus with an addition, the phone calls and the lead ups to the mission. So it's like it's not like, hey, can you kill this guy? And then like you get back, it's like, why the fuck did you betray him? Like, oh, he betrayed him. You know what I'm saying? Like you actually get to see that, and like the story led up to it all, and dude, it was pretty nice. Um, yeah, Nico Bellic, like, he's basically like he invented selling people to Italy from Bosnia, I guess, if that makes
Cool.
sense.
That's great. That's fucking great. So I'm getting all these conquest points, and I'm not exactly sure what they're for.
Mm. You playing Red Dead Redemption 2?
No, I'm playing fucking Star Wars. I told you.
Maybe the conquest is like where you're supposed to I don't know, cut off some heads.
Well,
Maybe.
I figure it's some. Okay, probably not whatever you're saying. I figure it's something that has to do with like a skill tree or something.
Oh,
But I didn't look deep enough. I'm just. Did you throw a bomb at me, or did you hit me with your fucking gun? Like
the ultimate, the
you
last
just pistol.
skill in the tree of the Force is being able to check yourself off telepathically.
So do you like games like that? Do you like a World of Warcraft kind of esque game where it's
Uh,
sort of like a hack slasher, level up, dungeon crawler kind of type?
for like, I don't know, 4 hours max, and then I'm like, oh yeah, bro, I'll get back into it, and then I just don't. Um, but like, if it's something where it actually piques my interest, like recently I've been playing on this on a Minecraft server called 2B2T or whatever, and
You were talking.
yeah, I was because I'm an asshole, and basically the
Fuck.
the idea is that it's super old, so you can explore shit that was built mad long ago, and that's what I like about it. But like, if there's no other appeal than just, oh, bro, yeah, we're fighting against the warlords, and yeah, I don't know, man. It's just like a lot of it comes stale to me very quickly. Like Fly for Fun, like Fliff. I don't, you've probably never heard of it, but
Yeah, no.
it's like it was like an MMO clone from back in the day. But the big gimmick was that you could like once you got to like level 20 or some shit, you got a hoverboard and you could fly around the world. It was badass, and
Oh
that's
God.
yeah, that's the only reason why I played that game. And then like you could bet,
Okay.
yeah, and fucking basically after I got the hoverboard and flying around for like an hour, I gave up.
A weapon? Got Taskmaster some. Oh, and you get like mad shit. It's not one of those games where like you can't fucking make money. Like you can't make money unless you have some sort of fucking money booster or some shit. Like like I'm making so much money and I don't even need it yet.
Yo, would you fuck with you know Sword Art Online, right?
Yeah.
Would you do that?
Would I go into a fucking real life VR that basically takes me over?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if I'm going in knowing I'm getting screwed over and I can't leave, like
Yeah.
like basically the knowledge that they get when they're already trapped in there, I know that before going in, and I'll still do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Totally
saying.
down. Totally fucking down. Oh my god,
Straight up,
there's like 9 people in here. Let's
straight up
go.
respect, dude. I gotta go take a
Yeah,
mean
no.
piss, so keep the viewers entertained
See,
for a minute.
this is why you gotta have a can next to you, and you just casually.
I could. I mean, I have a beer can that I could piss into, but I'm not that much of a
So
scumbag
okay,
because
well you can't do it now.
the toilet
Can't
is
do it
literally
now.
6 feet away from me.
It's not. It's in the other room. At least that's at
Well,
least
well, the
17 to
bathroom.
20 feet.
Well, oxymoron due to the fact that the fucking toilet is actually right next to my room. So, technically it's about 6 feet, but I had to walk roughly
In
18 feet.
displacement. So the
Yeah,
actual distance between you and your
the
it's
actual
it's
travelable. Unless I was the
but
fucking Hulk and bashed through my wall.
if you went
Yeah.
straight through the wall,
I
okay,
gotta take a piss. I'll be
whatever.
right back.
But
Explain to the
still like
viewers how this
7
would
or
work.
8. So anyway, viewers, basically what we're trying to explain is that the distance between our boy and the toilet is a lot more significant than the displacement between our boy and the toilet. If we went straight through the wall, it would be a lot quicker. I mean, that sort of depends. Let me elaborate. It depends on how quick he is to destroy the wall that is barring him and the toilet. I guess the easiest way would be just to go through the doors the natural way rather than trying to create your own path just to decrease the distance between. And that is my theory. But I'm also playing Star Wars: The Old Republic. I definitely suggest that if you haven't played it. It's very good. I love it. It's wonderful. Fucking wonderful.
Yeah, it is.
No, seriously, you should get it. Like, it's really good.
Oh, dude, we're at the halfway point now. Congratulations.
Halfway point of what?
We effortlessly filled half of a podcast. I mean, we should just do this for a living.
How long is a podcast supposed to be? Are we actually posting this? Because I
I
would
mean,
like to.
yeah.
I would like to get the fucking. Oh my god, he actually. Wow, that was the first time I actually got like an ailment from something.
Hmm.
Like, he actually got me dizzy real quick.
Yeah, this is gonna be just a straight unedited podcast. I'm still trying to figure out. I mean, I figured now that we're about halfway through, we got time to come up with a name for this podcast.
The name of the podcast is obviously gonna be
Podcast. The podcast.
the Three Stooges, except one of them died.
Yeah. The the fucking and, I was gonna say bicentennial retard stooges, but I don't know what bicentennial means. I just thought over the bi and I figured it was two and I don't fucking
Just
know.
just put bi queers.
Nah. Uh
Like, we're not actually bi, but like the bi meaning two, meaning
mm,
two beings. So bi queers, because both of these things could represent a form of sexuality, but at the same time they also represent different aspects. Bi could mean two, and queer could mean strange. So it could just be two strangers just having a time, even
I
though we're
don't
not
know.
strangers, but we're strangers to the audience. It's perfect. It's perfect.
I
Remember
feel
we were
like we could become so.
remember when we were Remember we were talking about like LGBTQ ZF whatever it is
H2O.
now. H2O was a really good show, and it should have gotten
How about a
bigger.
podcast called H2Ho? We have hoes in the podcast.
I still think bi queers is the best name for it,
We,
but whatever.
we have a podcast called H2O, and then we have another podcast with our girlfriends called H2Hos.
But that's not nice at all.
Yeah, I
Our
know.
girlfriend wouldn't be okay with that whatsoever.
And the whole allure of the show would be that specifically. We could
Hey guys, welcome back to H2 Host. Stop calling it that. What the fuck?
literally, yeah, it'd be like that for the entire episode, and we could fill an hour very easily.
I thought it was gonna be called Rainbow Girls.
Some shit like yeah, we just tell them like completely lie to them every podcast. That'd be hilarious. Just like turn our relationship into a game piece to our fame. Yeah, that'd work out.
That sounds like it could backfire as well.
Yeah, just completely ruin our relationship for the sake of making a podcast popular.
I
Um,
mean,
I guarantee you the one that would be done very quickly will be the one that'd be more popular.
I mean, Oh, I have a full fucking inventory again.
I mean, all right.
Expand inventory module.
I'm gonna take a bong hit, and hopefully I figure this out by the time I'm done.
Whoa, whoa. Oh wait, never mind. It's illegal in this state now.
It's legal in whatever state we're in. Wink, wink. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Nobody knows who we are, where we are, etc.
We're strangers. We're bi-queers.
We're bicentennials. What does bicentennial mean? I keep on thinking that word.
Something that has to do with the centuries. I think the year 2000 bicentennial.
What about Tuckercast?
I'll tell you right now. It was a central event in the memory of the American Revolution. A bicentennial accumulated on Sunday, July 4th, 1976, with the 200th anniversary of the adoption of the Declaration of Independence. So it's the 200th year that America was founded. That's why it's called the bicentennial.
Yeah, I think we're more against the system, aren't we?
What?
Like we're against the grain or whatever.
What do you mean? You made it more confusing when you tried to explain it.
Well, like we're all about fucking up the establishment, I guess. I don't know.
I'm pretty fucking neutral about things. I don't
Yeah,
try to
same.
like prove a point. I just let be. I have my opinions, but I
Yeah.
typically keep them to myself because people can't take or handle opinions. So
Makes sense.
people are
the
too
opinionated podcast.
people are too flawed by their own opinions to actually acknowledge somebody else's opinions.
The flawed podcast.
Usually the opposite of theirs.
How about the flawed podcast in respect to what you're saying?
Just think about like how easy it is to disagree with someone that you disagree with.
Yeah.
I mean, it might seem like a simple, like stupid, wow, oh no shit, but at the same time, actually think about it of its own accord. Like, it's so easy to disagree with someone you disagree with, but it's just as equally difficult to try to comprehend and understand the opinion of someone that you disagree with.
Okay, what about the flawed podcast?
It sounds good. It sounds great. But like what I was actually saying about philosophy.
Yeah. About
Wait. Oh my god. Wait. No. I just thought of it. It has to do with you. It's gonna be called philosophical flaw. We can't call it the Flaws podcast. It has to do with yours and mine. I didn't necessarily agree with yours, but I put my own fancy word in it to make it actually seem like it's interesting.
Okay. I will give up the flawed podcast due to the fact that I really think that's already taken, number one. Number two, I want to make it like snappy. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta say this in like one syllable or three. Not like hey, you want to check out the philosophical podcast? It's like, nah.
It's philosophical flaw, so philosophical will not be 5 syllables. The flaw would be
and a whole nother.
Okay. I can work with that. You're saying 3 syllables. That's your thing. That's your gimmick, right?
How about a whole nother podcast? Just literally called that.
That's 4 syllables, and it sounds fucking retarded. A whole nother. God, who are you?
Whole nother podcast.
A whole nother. I don't know how to use my grammar.
The inbred chucklefuck podcast.
Inbred chucklefuck. I like that, but they might actually believe us.
Yeah, but they also might understand that's from Hell of a Boss, and I just stole that joke.
Okay, well I didn't know that, so great. So now we're getting copywritten on our first fucking podcast.
Copyright.
Excellent.
Nice.
Excellent work.
The copywritten podcast.
How do I get my fucking items back? So I passed it.
The item
Thank
podcast.
Okay, one pending. Good, excellent.
The pending podcast.
No. Had nothing to do with pending.
It's like you're waiting for
Accuracy
something.
rating. Good. I was
well-
waiting.
Welcome to the
Oh my
pending
God.
podcast, everybody. This is the new name of the show. I hope you don't mind.
I eat ass
Yeah,
for a living.
welcome to the I Eat Ass podcast.
Oh my God, I got to level 10 and I get to pick my fucking discipline selection.
Welcome to the Discipline podcast.
Oh
That'd be-
my God.
Yo, actually, just like an oxymoron of a name, you know what I'm saying? Fucking the Discipline podcast. Which is completely opposite of what it is.
Okay, what about the deceptive podcast?
At the same time, I feel like most of our viewers wouldn't be able to read that long of a name. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they just need to see something that catches their eye. So discipline, right? And it's the opposite of what we're thinking.
basically, we
we
gotta
don't
have something
want
where
them-
we can type it easily when we're drunk. That's what I'm thinking about right now, personally.
We don't want them to join and then they're like, wow, this isn't disciplinary at all. But if it was the deceptive podcast, then the whole ideal of the actual thought is that it's all deception. You're being deceived. We could be talking about something. It could be me going off on a rant, on a philosophical rant, and they're like, "Wow, this guy's really woke." And then we'll be like, "Shit, but hey, have you ever gotten your ass eaten out?"
You know? I want to say something. Hold on.
Okay, I'm waiting. I'm being patient.
I love the actual mojo behind what you're saying, but I think we should have a different name that says that in a quicker way. like the actual vibe of what you're saying, I completely get. I just, deceptive is hard to type when you're fucked up, I guess.
What about the gotcha? The gotcha
gotcha.
podcast.
Gotcha life.
Gotcha.
Gotcha life.
Wait. What if? Okay, it's like gotcha, like I got you, in a fancy way, but we say it in the weeaboo Asian way and spell it GACHA. So it's like you're you know how it's like deception, meaning
Ooh.
you don't really know.
The Swindlers
where-
podcast.
No, I think my idea is gonna be the trickle. So it's like gotcha, tricked ya into clicking on the shitty podcast that you're listening to. But at
Okay.
the same time, it's also a gamble because gotcha is what you use in Asian video games to like how you were saying, you can't get like good armor right away. But if you invest your tokens into a gotcha and you pull something good,
Okay.
then you have something cool.
Do you
Gotcha.
do you know what Gotcha Life is? Number one.
Gotcha. Probably no.
Okay.
No.
I understand if you don't, but it's extraordinary popular with middle schoolers and elementary schoolers. And all right, search up Gotcha on YouTube. Scroll down one fucking page, and you'll see Gotcha Life. And it's like these.
G-O-T, like the way we spell it. GOTCHA.
Literally, yeah. If you just search Gotcha on YouTube and scroll down once, you'll see Gotcha Life, and it's basically these chibis, and like these kids make these little stories with them, and they're all over YouTube. That's the only reason why I don't want to associate with the word gotcha in general. But otherwise, I feel you. That's why I was literally looking up deceive synonym, gotcha synonym. Like,
Gotcha.
but I knew you weren't you were unaware of that. I'm just, you know what I mean? Like that will be intertwined with the fact that we're with a children's storytelling mega popular game,
Okay, hold on.
which you wouldn't know about because you're obviously not a children. I didn't know about it
Oh,
until I saw it over
fucking
my sister's computer.
loser. Okay, no, JK. Um,
Okay, but dude, the Swindlers podcast actually sounds pretty badass.
that sounds gay. It sounds like we're trying to like skew little boys to come and watch our stupid podcast.
Swish around some ball
Hey,
sacks.
hey there, neighbor. Welcome to our podcast.
Um, the Diluted podcast.
Diluted. I like words like that.
Yeah. Ooh. With like we're I think we're going with more of like a D sounding name, aren't we?
Duplicity. But it's dis.
The Dunce cast.
No, just basic. The dishonest podcast. It's all a lie.
Hmm.
It's all a lie. Oh, I like these.
It's all a lie podcast.
A ruse. It's a ruse.
Hmm.
Fraudulent. But that's
Fra-
too big of a word.
Yeah.
Illusion. Illusion's easy.
False cast. Illusion. Hmm.
Hoax.
Yeah. Be more like conspirators podcast. Um.
Delusion. I like delusion. Confusion.
Telling you, man, the shorter the better.
Mirage.
Trick. Jip.
Error.
The Jip Evans
Error.
podcast.
Error.
What about Jipcast?
You keep saying all these. I keep on saying these fancy, elusive names for it, and you just keep saying these weird shit ones that nobody would want to click on.
I guess we gotta let's find something in between then.
The Jip.
No, not the. I mean, it's simple. I'm telling you, simple works. It's when you get all complicated, like.
I said
Yeah.
error.
All right. But now we're an IT podcast, basically.
Make believe.
Nah. Now we
Like,
make
we're not
furry
even-
fanfics.
We're not even fucking real. No, it's
We're not even.
dirt.
That would be a good thing to put underneath, like a catch, like
Make believe.
a subtitle. We're not even fucking real. That would be funny.
Oh my god.
Hmm.
Oh my god.
What?
Blarney.
What is it?
Blarney.
Blarney.
It's like baloney. It's like this. You're full of baloney.
Oh, dude, I like that. Blarney.
Blarney. Blarney. This is Blarney.
Can I suggest an extra A with Blarney? That way well, but then it also
B-
sounds.
B-A? Then that kind of sounds gay. We might as well call it baloney.
Yeah. Yeah. Blarney. I feel like.
We're so close.
Yeah, dude, that's pretty good. Like, it has to be okay. Like a very, the beginning of the podcast name has to be like something like a ba or a ka or a duh. You know what I'm saying? And also something where it's like you're almost calling something out. You know what I mean? Like bullshit or like Blarney or fucking Bukaka or.
Baloney, blasphemy,
Bu-
deception, deceit. These are all B's and D's.
yeah.
The Sweet Talk podcast.
Bullocks. The Sweet Talk podcast. I kind of like that too. Bullock synonyms. Blow, blunder, boggle, bungle, flub. Flubcast?
Oh, Blarney was so good. We gotta find something as good as Blarney, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Hmm. No ways. uh. Another word for no way. Nay.
Okay. It's a literal fusion.
Nay.
Can't be too much silence. We gotta continue talking and
Yeah,
being
I know.
interesting.
We could always cut out a fucking. I can always see the
Bla-
sound
okay,
part.
what about blandish?
Blandish. I don't know.
Blandish. Blarney was so good. Like you said,
Blarney.
dude, Blarney, man. I like it. It's
I
easy.
do.
It's easy. It's Barney with an L. It's literally Barney with an L.
Blarney. The funny thing is too, I think it's just stupid enough to work. I'm not gonna lie. like it's
Fucking the Blarney like the
Blarney cast.
I don't know. The Blar. Come on. Come the fuck on.
All right. You know what? Fuck. I give in. Blarney cast.
Fucking I love it. I already love it.
Here's the true test. If we wake up in the morning and we're not drunk and we still love it, then it's staying. And I'll upload it.
Yeah, because you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be like, fucking Blarney, what was you thinking? What was I thinking?
But you never know. We might wake up and be like, dude, you know what? Is actually a pretty good name. Because if you think about it, it actually kind of is.
Oh my god, this is perfect. It literally means to persuade, to charm and persuade.
Dude.
So it's like we were going towards like deception. We're trying to trick someone, but we swayed into a persuasion and said we're persuading you to listen to our shitty podcast. Like it's
I'm gonna Google BlarneyCast.
To charm and persuade. Like it's it feels good. I'm not gonna say, oh my god, this is so good, because it's probably gonna ultimately be shit.
Well,
but it feels good.
The only thing we have with Blarney is fucking Blarney Castle, which is just, something in Ireland, and like pixel art, and that's about it.
Is it a place or is it
it's a place.
Company? Fuck Blarney Castle.
Yeah, fuck that.
We don't use the L or the E. It's not a place. It's a feeling.
Imagine if you live in Ireland and you go to Google Blarney and our podcast pops up and they laugh their ass off and we have a bunch of Irish viewers. That'd be pretty cool.
It's a way of life, and then we'll have somebody that cares for us. Okay?
And guess what? We're at 54 minutes.
We're gonna be the kings of Blarney Castle by the end of this shit.
We had basically 60 seconds of silence for 9/11. That's all we had.
for 9.
Yeah. That's what the moment of silence was for you viewers. I'm not even gonna edit this because I know it was good.
For the folks at home, we take 9/11 very seriously.
We really do. I actually do know people who crawled their way out of the ashes and all that. No joke.
Jesus, that's fuck. I wasn't even going that far, but wow. Okay.
Yeah, no joke.
Um.
Blarney.
Hey guys, subscribe.
All right, I
Right?
think I'm gonna end it here then. That's a good.